Hello, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be tier listing my favorite show so far, or will still be my favorite show, Hannibal. I'll be tier listing today. Today I'll be tier listing all of my favorite characters. Starting with I won't start with Hannibal. Maybe I'll start from here and go there, or would I start there and go from there? Yeah, we'll save the best for last. First of all, we'll start with Thomas. Now he is a serial killer who only came for one episode and he got killed by Hannibal trying to fight him. Uh, he was a good. He's good. He's not a good character, but he is good. He was a good fighter, and I like the scene where he at the end fought Hannibal. So I'll put him at B. B because it was entertaining to see him fight him, and it was, it was entertaining to see how he kills his victims. So I'll just put him at B. But as a character, he didn't do much to the story. Her, I honestly forgot her name. She was also a victim of Hannibal's, and at the end, she was blown up in a fire. Uh, D, only because the only thing I remember, yeah, she was like some sort of uh, lost her memory and then she became feral and started to hunt them. That's that's the only thing I can remember from. Now, Garrett Jacob Hobbs, of course, he would be an A. Even though he died in the first episode, he was such a big impact to the story and most of the events happening in this story. And his horror elements also adds very good details and stuff. So I put him at A. Him, the friend of him, uh, C. He was kind of annoying, but unlike her, he did have stuff to do in the couple episodes he was in with him. And but at the end, he was like, no. Also, he was had no significance, but other than being annoying to Hannibal and having more scenes. Now, Jack Crawford's wife. Jack Crawford's wife, I'll put her at A. Her character is cool, saying how she's cancer and she doesn't want her husband to know and to die alone, so that she wants to end her life. And it was a cool concept, yes, and she has a very good, well written character. I put her at A. Those season two appearances and season one make one of their best appearances. Abel Gideon, he is also a serial killer. He tries to copy Hannibal. From what I remember, he's trying to copy Hannibal or is inspired by him. And at the end, he got eaten and killed in the most ruthless way possible. But he, unlike Thomas, I forgot his name. He has important story. Not as much, but he's way important. An important character to the story. Mason Verge. We are introduced to him late in season two, and he was the antagonist of the season two and season three of Hannibal. We would put him simply since he's major in the Hannibal series in general. I'd put him at an A, above A tier for now. He has his importance later on. Later, yes. Uh, I like the scene where they started. Hannibal fed him to Will's dogs, and they made him look like this. Yeah, her. That's the wife of Mason. So not wife, sorry, sister. She had nothing but just passed on from. being Will's one-time love, and then where is she? Uh, her love, and yeah, that's it. Yeah, she's not that important. That it's not really that important. She only wants to take his place as like something in a pig farm. That's it. The chef, Mason chef, D, you don't know much about him. He's just there to serve Mason. He's like a nurse because he can't move, he can't do anything, he can't eat well, so he has to rely on nurse in the end. Uh, Detective Potsy from season 3 here. See? Francis Dollarhide's girlfriend. See? She the problem is she's blind. And yeah, that's literally it. Now, Francis Dollarhide himself is an S tier character, even though he has not a well written character. The fights he is in and important to him in the story is so good, and what he was meant to do, which is break Will's back literally in the final fight scene. uh, It was good. Mariam, Mariam, yep, Mariam, if I recall correctly. Sheba was a lost. She was. Uh, I forgot his name. His name. Jack Crawford's. Yeah, one of Jack Crawford's like officer that he has under his wings. But Hannibal took her, manipulated her into doing stuff, and yeah, and she framed the wrong person because she was hallucinated. I'll put her at B. I'll put her above him and above no, in between him and him. uh these two characters, I forgot their names, but they were very funny. I put them in S tier. They were the only thing in the show that made the show funny. They were like literally the humor of the show, and they explain the kills and what happened to the victim, and that's it. Beverly, she same thing, assistant of both of them, killed in the most horrible, killed in a brutal way, but she was important to the story. I'll put her at A. Her, forgot her name. Also important to the story. I'll put her here. Even though I like most of these characters more than her, just because of the story, I'll put her here. Freddy Lounge, she was annoying, so annoying, but the problem is she's good. Well, she's good. That's it. She's just a good character. Where'd I put her? I put her here for now. The Huntress girl in Hannibal's palace in Latvia. We only get to meet her once. She's supposed to protect Hannibal from Will and stuff like that. D ahead from all of them. I put her here because she was cool. I put her. No, I'll put her. I'll put her here. C. C. Fine. I'll go. I'll put her up in C. Frederick Chilton also had a brutal end and was important to the story. He was annoying, yes, but one of the most important characters in the story. The Hannibal's therapist, I forgot her name also. I'll put her. Where did I put her? Important to the story. I can't always put people in A. I need to save S for people who actually deserve to be on S tier. Uh, Top at B or top of A? No, put her at top of A. Abigail. Abigail is. I liked the thing about uh, Hannibal and Will taking her under her wings after her parents died, and yeah, and her death was weird and unexpected, and also her reveal. Yeah, of course. I'm so sorry. There's gonna be spoilers, of course, because it's a tier list of characters. At the end, the scene of her coming back in the season two finale is good. Also, she gets killed off. I put her above her dad because she is alive, yani, for a bit. Now, now, the top three, my favorite characters. So far, Jack Crawford is the captain of the police force in this show. He's gonna be the third. He is one of the most important characters, of course. He believes that at first he believes that Will is just crazy and insane, and Hannibal is actually innocent and he doesn't do anything. Then he gets to realize Hannibal is the one who's dangerous and the killer, and then he has to confront him. Then they end up with the best episode ever, the season two finale, of course. And yeah, Will Graham, of course, is tier second best character in the whole entire show, and the only reason is he's the second best character in the show. It's because Hannibal is, of course, number one. And I told you guys I'd save Hannibal for one. But Will Graham deserves to be number two because his characterization, of course, is how he went from season one to the end of season three. Well written character. He's not one of the best protagonists so far in TV shows, but he is a very, very good protagonist. And of course, Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter, whether if it's Mads Mikkelsen or Jimmy Hopkins, sorry, not Jimmy Hopkins, Anthony Hopkins. I forgot Jimmy Hopkins, the character from Bully. Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen's character of Hannibal is so good. Not as good as, of course, and as Anthony Hopkins, but good. Hannibal's my favorite villain in general, and cool, and one of the best killers in all of fiction. And yeah, that's it. In the every show, every scene he is in, it's always intense and cool. And yeah, it's good. And so that's my tier list so far of Hannibal characters. I tried recording most of these uh characters because the last time I watched this show was at back in the last year at November, so I barely remember most of them. But yeah, my favorite show so far, and I would recommend people, if you haven't watched Hannibal, I recommend you watch it. It's, yes, a bit slow paced and has some dark and physiological horror and stuff, but it's a very strong show when you start to get deeper into it. Yeah, and that's it. If you want, that's it. That's the end of the video there. And make sure to like and subscribe and share the video. I'll try to keep my consistency up. Yeah, and that's it. I'll see you guys later.